That's what we're here for. So we back for another one, week 12, MoneyPot podcast. Of course, you with your boy, Moss Money. And of course, I got my right-hand man with me, my co-host, Headbanger.
Yeah.
Steve-O.
What's up, Moss?
Chilling, man. I'm hurting a little bit. I ain't gonna hold you, buddy.
It happens to the best of us, man.
Yeah, I'm on a bad streak, y'all. So, you know, every once in a while you go on these hot and cold streaks. So I'm in a little bit of a slump a little bit with these basketball bets. I'm not the greatest basketball guy. I leave that to my man, Steve-O. But, you know, we're trying to fight back here. A couple bad breaks.
Yeah, you climb out one step at a time, man. That's all.
Yeah. We're going to climb out this one, man. But I do want to share that. So I'm kind of in a hole a little bit with the basketball bets. But, you know, little by little, you do smart bets. So watch out for Golden State tonight, man. They should get an easy win, hopefully.
Yeah, without a doubt. They missing with D'Angelo Russell. The other kid,
Nick Young. Yeah. They're banged up. So hopefully the homie Steph and all them and Durant, they put the pedal to the metal and make another statement because they beat them by like 40 last time.
Yeah, a couple of days ago.
Yeah. So let's get right into the show. So we usually start out with the Kaepernick talk. Shout out to the homie Screws. I see you beat Dot. Pop.
Easy.
So we usually start off the show with some Kaepernick talk, but I wanted to switch it up today. I want to talk about financial literacy, financial tips. So you do your homework, bro? You got anything for me? Nada.
I was leaving it up to you, to be honest.
Solid. So I did a little bit of homework, and there's a couple things that I like to share. So it's all about living in your means, right? Don't try to live outside of what you can afford. So if, say, you can only afford, you know, $400 a month and, say, a car note, why would you go buy a car that, you know, costs you $375 a month and only have $25 to play with for the month? So it's just living in your means. And what I mean by that is take a look at cable. I myself, we're not using cable anymore. We're going to be off the cable. We're going to be streaming TV. We're going to be using Netflix and YouTube and Fire Sticks and Apple TVs. So when we looked at that savings, we're saving at least $100 a month. So, which is good, a good pocket money. You know, you could also pay some extra debt with that, but why not invest in that? So there's a little app out there called Acorns. It's spelled Acorns. And what Acorn does is it rounds up all your purchases. So you set up all your debit cards on it. And when you make a purchase, the change from you would get, so say something costs $4. Say something costs like $3.75 or $3.25. Then you put on your card, it's $4. The change that's left over actually gets put in what they call diversified stocks, which builds a stock portfolio for yourself. And what that does is it actually allows you to invest in small increments. Okay. So instead of, you know, taking your coins and just kind of putting them to the side, it actually tries to help make your money work for you in small increments in a diversified stocks. Now, if you don't know what a diversified stock is, pretty much it's like an old adage, don't put all your eggs in one basket. It allows you to evenly, it's kind of how you play with the actual app, but evenly distribute some of that money over thousands of stocks, actually. So not a bad tip, not a bad idea. Make your money work for you. If you want to know more, hey, man, hit Google. I'm going to be real with you. I did the same thing. I educated myself, and that's the thing we got to do. We can go to other people to look for guidance, but we also need to educate ourselves and understand what we're getting into as well.
Absolutely.
So that's enough with the financial tip. Hope you use it. Hopefully I got some more with you. Continue to read them more and educate yourself. Let's empower each other and let's support each other. Shout out to the homie. I see you. Actually, I don't know if I can say. You know what's funny? The homie C came on. My man used to, my old barber used to come on. He's actually a pastor up on Ridge Avenue. Good dude. And they're both Cowboys fans, though. Him and B. Dot, both Cowboy fans listening to the show. I guess y'all want to hear what we got to say about the Cowboys, huh?
Not too much or nothing.
Yeah, I can't really say now. I was going to say they stink, but they really don't.
No,
you can't.
They don't stink. I mean,
10-1 is.
You're not going to hear me say that they're a great team. It's just not going to happen.
I don't like to give credit where credit's due, so I'm going to keep it moving.
Right.
So, speaking of the Cowboys, I think another good thing we can talk about, and we'll move up early in the show, is about the fantasy football playoffs that are coming up. So, we're in week 12 right now, and we got one more week until, usually for most, it's usually week 14, 15, and 16.
Right.
For in the NFL season compared to the fantasy football playoffs. You got any advice for our, even yourself that might be in the playoffs yourself? Any advice you can give out to some listeners about how to go about fantasy football in the playoffs moving forward?
I mean, it's pretty much, there's not going to be too many more trades. You're not going to be able to
the trade deadline is kind of gone.
Yeah,
so if you didn't make,
you pretty much done with that if you can't finagle anything. But
hopefully you made some good moves out there in the trade.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how you guys' teams looks, but mostly everyone with Ezekiel Elliott is pretty much doing good.
Zeke, David Johnson, and also I can't believe Murray's still going strong.
Yeah,
that's
DeMarco was going strong.
That's a surprise.
And it's week in and week out with those guys. So hopefully you guys was able to build your team around guys like that. But if there's still some players left on your waiver wire, I say you could probably try to.
They're all streamers. They're all got to be matchups.
It all depends on the matchup.
Right.
Who you're going against and who's playing. Who that receiver might be going against the corner in real life and the defense as well. It's just all about how you match it. Like your flex might be the most important position going into the playoffs.
Right.
Because you have an opportunity to play the halfback or your receiver. Some leagues let you play a tight end as well as a flex.
Right. I'm in a league that doesn't. I don't think the league. The league we're in doesn't do that. I was mad about that.
Yeah, because if I could, I have like a Gronk and Tyler Eifert.
Right.
If they're both on at a time, there might be a favorable matchup for me, and I might be able to play them. So it's all about how you guys drafted. If you drafted running back heavy, that's always good. To guys that's still out there that might, you may see get the ball. I mean, I'm sure people already picked up Procise from Seattle, who's actually out this week.
Yeah, he's hurt.
I think the guy Dixon from the Ravens is starting to get the ball more. He might be out on people's waiver wires as well. But it's just all about your matchups, man. Watch who it is.
What sports is?
What kind of y'all talking about?
You play to win the game.
You play to win the game, bro. And that's what it's about at the end of the day for these fantasy playoffs. So you got to play to win the game. You got to play ahead. So what I did was I just looked at teams with nice matchups coming up. And these are some of the teams that you guys should just look out for in your fantasy football, in your streaming. Obviously looking for injuries. Like here's a little gem. I don't know how it's going to play out, but that Arizona-Atlanta game, Michael Floyd hurt his hamstring in practice.
Yeah, I saw that. And they said he's questionable.
He's questionable, right. So that tees up John Brown and J.J. Nelson, who has been fairly quiet, but with Floyd kind of out.
And Fitzgerald as well.
Yeah, Fitzgerald, but I think he gets money anyway.
Yeah, and Michael Floyd hasn't been doing that.
No, he hasn't.
I actually dropped him.
Yeah. I actually dropped John Brown and kept J.J. Nelson.
Okay.
So... But here are some teams that might have some streamers with some good matchups for fantasy football. So check out New Orleans. They play Tampa at Tampa, and then they play at Arizona, and then home for Tampa. So some of those games should be some high-scoring games. So, you got Cooks, you got Breeze, of course.
Got Thomas,
Mike Thomas. And then in the opposite side, one of those games, or even both of those games, Evans is going to get off. Winston could get off.
Right.
The tight end Bratt could get off.
Yeah,
so
I mean, most of the guys, the big name guys, who
are already taken. Yeah,
and you're not going to bench them. So
right.
My thing,
but like Willie Snead could be a sneaky play in one of those games.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And then and all those games are going to be high scoring games. So you can count on your guys to at least get a couple points, especially if they're in the higher tier. And the same vice versa. Tampa plays New Orleans, which New Orleans defense is over the trend that they're not really that well.
Right.
And then we have Atlanta. I love Atlanta's defense as a stream option. I think Atlanta's defense. Well, Atlanta defense in the playoffs, they go against the Rams, San Fran, and then Carolina.
But see, the Atlanta defense isn't. They can't. You can put up points on them. But like you said, the matchup
favors their defense because who's scared of LA Rams?
Yeah, nobody.
Yeah. And then you got San Fran. Cap's playing well, but he doesn't have a lot of weapons to throw to.
No. Only thing that would scare me about Atlanta defense against the Rams is the running game because they give up a lot of running. But rushing yards.
But are you really scared of Gurley this year?
I mean,
I don't think he has 100 yards at all this year.
Yeah.
And I'm putting 9 and 10 in the box. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
So
that's all they got.
Right. So and then there's Buffalo against Pittsburgh, Cleveland, and Miami. I think those are favorable matchups offensive wise. You don't like them, but Sammy Watkins is back, and then Percy Harvey. So there's really no much to say. Robert Woods hurt his leg.
Percy Harvey, if you got him, you might as well keep him on the bench.
Right, and then Shady hurt his thumb, but I know he's playing. But the backup hurt his hamstring in practice. So, there's some streamers there. Even Charles Clay is there. And you would think, I don't think Buffalo and Pittsburgh is going to be like a low-scoring game. And then neither is Buffalo-Cleveland. Buffalo should kill Cleveland. So, that might get you into the championship.
Right.
And then Seattle, I think, has a favorable matchup. Green Bay, LA Rams, of course, and then Arizona. I like those matchups for Seattle's defense because Rodgers going to have to throw the ball.
Yeah, he's going to throw the ball.
He's going to throw the ball. So
they have
no running game. They have no run game whatsoever. And then last but not least, check out San Diego. San Diego's got a couple streamers there.
Phillip Rivers is always a good player. I've seen him available in a couple leagues as well, just on a waiver wire.
Right.
So he's always a good alternate, depending on the matchup that your starting quarterback may be facing throughout the week.
Well, Carolina hasn't been a typically good pass defense, and neither has Oakland, and we already know who Cleveland is. So those are good matchups for San Diego moving forward. So those are a couple teams you guys should just look out for. But as always,
The thing about sports is
we play to win the game.
you play to win the game.
Hello.
You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it.
Word, Herm.
Absolutely.
All right, so what's up, y'all? What about these birds, man? Where we at, man? We started off 3-0. What's our record? 5-6? 5-5? So 5-6?
6.
5-6, right?
Yeah, because we got this week 12.
So, like I said last week, that loss wasn't really a shock to me.
I didn't foresee us beating Seattle, to be honest. Like I said, Seattle, they always come on strong at the end of the year.
Right.
So I like for Seattle to keep it going. I didn't think that we would beat them at all. It's just our offense couldn't do anything against their defense.
Right. Yeah, and I wrote some notes about that. I mean, they always turn it on late. The Eagles was an East Coast team going west, which is never good. We have no firepower on our offense.
That really didn't even matter at all. It's just with a team like Seattle, they know what the Eagles are going to do.
Of course they do.
So it's like they know they stick
that vanilla ass offense.
Right. They stick to short passes. They don't go deep too much. And honestly,
and then when they did go deep, it was terrible shots. Like it was double cover.
You go deep against Sherman and Earl Thomas,
But it wasn't even like a one-on-one matchup. Like they were all over it.
They're both on it. So
yeah, they already knew it was coming. Yeah, it was terrible.
But I honestly think that Wentz deserves some of the criticism as well, and a lot of people aren't really saying, okay, well, Wentz did this or Wentz isn't reading. Like, you can't stare down receivers against Seattle.
Yeah, he was.
You just can't do it. You really can't do it, period. But against the elite defense like Seattle, it's going to cost you.
And Peterson called it right out. I think I was watching that game. I remember him saying something at halftime that he felt like he was staring down receivers. So
he was.
Yeah,
that interception that Cam Chancellor had.
Yeah.
He seen him looking at that way the whole time. He looked left the whole time, stared that receiver down, and he just jumped the rock.
Exactly.
So Wentz needs to, we gave him all of the praise early in the season when he was doing good.
He's been playing. He's been playing bad.
Yeah, he's been playing bad, and I think it's a combination of just the film on him,
right,
and defensive coordinators being able to, pick apart what he does good, what he does wrong. And as well as the receivers. And to me, some of the balls that these receivers drop, they should catch, but some of them are inaccurate as well.
No, you're right.
Some of them are behind the receivers. Some of them are too high. And like I said, I think he deserves some of the criticism as well, because we talk about the receivers as bad as they are, but he's kind of regressed a little bit too.
Yeah, I don't want to go into receiver talk.
Exactly. That's what I said. We already talked about them. They just...
you suck.
That's right again. That's what they sound like.
And to me, and as we going to stay on the receivers for a second, Aguilar he needs to take a step back. I mean,
you think they bench him?
You got to.
You think?
You bench him or you give him a limited amount of snaps. You don't give him the same amount of snaps at all. So he doesn't deserve it.
Right.
Someone else deserves the opportunity.
Right.
And it's not him. I would honestly bench him. I would bench him, let someone else play, let him take a step back to see the game itself.
But what if somebody? All right, so say they bench him, right, and then somebody like Paul Turner. So Paul Turner can't play outside. They're going to play him in the slot because he's just too slow. That's already been said. He didn't come out. They can't play him outside. So they would have moved Jordan Matthews outside, put Paul Turner in the middle, and then you have.
Or you can play Treggs outside.
Or you could, but he won't be an every down guy outside. He can't block. So
none of them can block, so that doesn't matter.
But they have big bodies. He's a small guy, so he can't really block. And he sees that. And what if he sees this guy succeeds? I mean, that kills his confidence, does it not?
It doesn't matter.
What do you mean it doesn't matter?
It's the next man up. That's how the league is. If you can't get the job done and someone else comes in and gets the job done,
right?
Then that needs to either motivate you to get back into beast mode, whatever you want to get into,
right,
and succeed, or not. Or you just going to sit on the bench. It's you as a coach, you can't say, well, what if this person succeeds? The whole thing is about making your team better.
Right.
Bettering your team is utilizing the players that's doing good, and the ones that's not doing well, you put them on a bench and let them learn.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to give up with him. I don't think. A lot of people are going to ask for him to be cut coming up or be on a bench.
He's too cheap. You don't cut him right away.
No, not even that, but I just think he still is an asset, regardless of what anybody says about him. He was a first-round pick, and that carries some work.
That doesn't carry anything.
It's the same. Bro, you can say the same thing about what's the DN who's starting to turn on now?
Brandon Graham.
No, not Graham. No, Brandon Graham never stunk.
His first 2 years, he was bad.
Are you serious? His first year, he was awesome. Are you kidding me?
Or he got bad though, where he was almost.
You talking about he got hurt?
And then he gained all that weight. Himself even said that he thought that he was a bust. He was thinking to himself he was a bust. He
performed though. He wasn't like terrible. Who's the other DN that's turning it on? That I got there. Marcus Smith. Now a lot of people wanted to give up on him. A lot of people thought
I would still cut him. Not cut him. I would give him away.
No way.
I would trade him.
He's playing better than Vinny Curry. And Vinny Curry's getting starter money.
I would give him away.
Okay.
He's not that good.
Anyway, Steve. No way.
But you're talking about, okay, if Aguilar gets outplayed, who cares? This might not be the league for him.
Yo, you can say the same thing.
Or this might not be the team for him.
I don't know, bro. I just don't give away a first
not
round
about
pick.
giving away, but you can't invest so much time. How much time are you going to invest in a person? How much energy are you going to invest in one person?
If he's got talent, I'm giving him the chance.
But they say he works hard in practice. He works hard on an off season. He does everything. Yeah. His work ethic is good, but it's not translating.
But you're ready to give Beckham a chance.
It's not translating to the field.
Are you not ready to give Beckham a chance? You're giving Beckham the benefit of the doubt.
I give Beckham the benefit of the doubt only because of how he came into the team. He came into the team at the tail end of everything. He's still learning on the fly. That's a little different.
You can't run routes though, bro. Like we're talking about basic routes.
And Aguilar can't catch the ball. He was this supreme route runner, but he doesn't run his routes.
So
he was.
All he can do is run good routes. They won't catch the ball. Good route, Nelson.
Yeah. So what matters? So it's still. I don't know. I really honestly believe that another receiver needs to take his snaps and let him sit back. And if he's going to this sports psychologist or therapist,
yeah, he could spiral down bad. He could. You don't know. You don't know.
I mean, if he spirals down bad, then that's just on him. He just wasn't built for the league.
Yeah.
Some guys are so used to, like he in college and high school, everything might have came easy to him. He was probably able to pick up on everything. He was the man in college. He was the man in high school, I'm sure. Yeah. So he never had to face this adversity. He never had this in his face where he can't beat the man across from him. He can't catch the ball. He's not scoring touchdowns what he's used to doing. So now he's in his face is this big wall that he can't get over.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Let's not kill the time on Aguilar. He's about to go off. So
yeah, because that's your man. So I know boy Nate got a place in his heart for him. But I try to tell him over and over again, he's just not that good.
So it looks like we still have a shot at the wild card because the Redskins lost. Detroit won, so we own the tiebreaker over the Vikings.
Right.
And we still have a shot there. Now, I'm looking at the schedule. So we have Green Bay at home, then we go to Cincy, and then the gauntlet really goes. We have Washington at home, at Baltimore, and then New York and Dallas. We have to win out of those.
We got to win 5 out of the next 6 to make the playoffs.
Yeah, we got to get to 10 wins.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, we'll talk about that Green Bay game. I'm kind of going back and forth about it. At first, I said one way, and now I'm kind of like slowing down and thinking another. So we'll get there, but I don't think it's out of the norm if we could put a couple wins together. If they can beat Green Bay, I think they can beat Cincy. Washington's going to be tough. But
the Giants is going to be tough.
Yeah, the Giants should be tough. Who cares about Baltimore? We can win or lose that game. But I don't know. We'll see. And then the fact is that we're talking playoffs. They started off 3-0. So if they don't make the playoffs this year, do you consider this year a failure?
No.
No? I knew you were going to say that. I just knew he was going to say that.
I didn't expect for them to gain this much. Have this much interest in the team.
But the fact that they did, though, Steve, I
mean, the fact that they did, but I don't say that it's a letdown of the season because it showed that, they are a team that's going to fight. They have things to build on. They don't have as much talent. We already knew that coming in that their wide receiver talent wasn't as good. We knew we was rocking with a rookie quarterback, which is an excuse, but when you do that, it's just changing everything over. So you're going to have ups and downs. I didn't think that they were going to start off 3-0, but I also wouldn't say that this is a letdown of the season.
You make a valid point there, buddy. You make a valid point. But guess what? I could give two shits. I thought we were going to the playoffs. I felt like we were going to the playoffs. I am the pulse of the Eagles fan base as I feel.
Right.
And I feel that it is a failure if we don't make it to the playoffs. I'm not trying to hear that. They showed me the light. I walked through the door. Flying through.
You're a typical Eagles fan.
I'm not. I'm far from a typical fan.
Hopes up so high off of a 3.
They went 3-0.
You got your hopes up.
Hold on. Let's rewind. They beat Pittsburgh when they were 3-0. You did not think this was not a playoff team. You still had your doubts.
After that, what did I always say? They were going to win 6 games. I still stuck to that.
Man, and then they beat Atlanta. They did
beat Atlanta.
They beat solid teams.
But I also said that they'll get one of those wins out of Atlanta. It'll be a sneaky win out of Atlanta, Seattle,
right,
and Green Bay, and they snuck that Atlanta win.
Right.
They also look so bad on the road when they play on the road.
It's Seattle though, man. Nobody should have expected them to beat Seattle.
I'm not talking about the Seattle game. They're just a totally different team on the road.
They are a totally different team. But, man, I'm not trying to hear that BS. Rookie quarterback this, rookie head coach that, no offensive weapons, whatever, bro. You started off 3-0. You took it to what was considered the best team offensively in the league, and you shut them down.
They're not going to playoffs.
I've never said that. I'm just saying it's a failure. Failure.
That's your opinion.
F.
I don't think it's a failure.
F.
I think they have stuff to build on.
They do have stuff to build on.
It's a rebuilding season.
Failure. Yo, man, we play to win a game. I ain't playing just to be an okay team. They showed us that they were a good team. Not trying to hear that. So let's go to what we got here. How was your Turkey Day, bro?
Oh, it was good, man.
You watch any football there, buddy?
I actually didn't. I did too much shopping.
Oh, you was out there shopping?
Yeah, man. So I really didn't get a chance to watch any game. Like, I watched some of the first game, which was Detroit, Minnesota. So I did catch a little bit of that game.
Right.
All the other ones, I mean, I didn't. Once I saw Dallas was up, I didn't watch it.
That was a ass whooping. That was so lacking.
Yeah.
Actually, no, it wasn't. No, it was a great game. It was actually a really good game. So let's go into that a little bit, real quick, a little review. What you think about that Minnesota-Detroit game? Detroit won late again. But you said you really didn't watch them, so...
I mean, I saw the ending on the interception by Slay. And
I thought that should have been reviewable.
Fumble, not fumble. I didn't know that they didn't review it.
Yeah, they didn't review it, which I thought
I thought all turnovers were reviewed automatically. But Detroit has been winning these games all year.
6-4.
And acquired a 6-4 team in the league.
Yeah. But no run game. No run game.
They just play. They play as a team, and that's what I like. They all.
And Minnesota stinks.
They line stink. They line is awful.
Yeah,
they line is awful.
Yeah.
And
that's all short passes, man. It's all think and dunks.
Diggs was out, so it didn't even open up the downfield.
And it's weird, man, because I felt like Sam threw the ball at least downfield here a little bit. He does not throw the ball at all downfield in Minnesota. It's not even close.
He doesn't have the protection, so a lot of it is 3-step drops, get the ball out. Because
fast, yeah.
If you'd have looked at the game yesterday, I did see a couple of times the defenders are already backing that line up and able to get their hands up. They tipped a few balls on one possession.
Right.
So yeah, it's a lot of short passes. That's why the 3-step drops, they just getting their hands right up because they know he's only taking 3-step drops because they line is garbage.
So next game was Dallas and Washington, and obviously I think that was a great game. A lot of offensive scoring. The homie Jordan Reed got hurt. I saw for any type of fantasy update there. I believe he has some type of AC grade 3 AC. Separation is what they're calling it in his shoulder. So where that he pretty much had a separated shoulder is what that pretty much means. So going forward, Washington could falter because obviously Reed is a big part of that offense. But what a great game, man! They were going back and forth.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins showed why he needs his deal.
Yeah, he'll get it.
His last couple games, he's been playing lights out.
He carried that team that game because he had the answer, and he did. So
yeah, and Dallas defense is mediocre. They've been playing good, but he just showed that they can.
He shredded them, man, for 450 yards.
Yeah,
he shredded them.
3 touchdowns.
Yeah, easy. But Dallas is good. I can't not admit that. You can't not admit 10-1 is.
So who's next?
It's a good team. Pittsburgh, Indy. That was a mop. No luck. Pun all intended of that.
Yeah, and I got a good game from Antonio Brown off of that game. He had
3 touchdowns, 5 catches, 3 touchdowns.
I take that all.
Beast mode.
And T.Y. Hilton, I'm glad I traded him. He had 8 points.
Yeah. Well, that's because luck was out, but you know how that go. So we got no bye weeks this week, which is
all buys are done.
Yeah. So we got our first game, San Diego and Houston. What you got for me, buddy?
I like San Diego in this game.
Yeah, I do too.
San Diego coming off a bye because Phillip Rivers, I got him as well. He was out last week.
Yeah, he's had 2 weeks to get ready.
So I think San Diego wins this game. Houston.
Where's my pen?
I don't know where your pen. There you go. But Houston, this might be a good fantasy game as well to get some points up. I can see
Hopkins finally scoring in this game.
I can see Lamar Miller getting off as well.
Okay. I like that.
But I take San Diego in this game.
Yeah, I like San Diego too. They've had 2 weeks to get ready. Even though Houston's 5-0 at home,
right?
Not sure if Travis Benjamin is going to play or not. I think he's going to be questionable. But I'm going with the better quarterback, and that's Rivers. So I like San Diego -1.5.
Okay.
What you got for me? Tennessee and Chicago.
I'm going all Tennessee.
All Tennessee?
Yeah, cashing on Tennessee, man.
Cashing?
Even on fantasy. I like the Mariota and DeMarco Murray.
You cool,
and
bro.
Mariota. If you can stack them, that'd be good. I think Murray has a great game, man. Sounds like a lot to you.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot to me too, buddy.
Yeah.
Chicago has Mac Barkley starting. I don't think Floyd is playing because of that head injury. Jeffrey's out. Zach Miller broke his foot.
Lock him in.
Lock him. Lock him in. Tennessee, you hear that, y'all? Tennessee is a lock.
Lock and load.
-5.5. They're gonna beat the bullshit out of Chicago. So this is a game I kind of went back and forth, man. Jacksonville and Buffalo.
I like Jacksonville. I like Buffalo.
You like Buffalo?
I like Buffalo.
Do you like Buffalo to win the game? I think Buffalo wins the game, but I don't know if they're gonna win by 7.5.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
And you know, it's just a lot because
and then
they're hurt.
And Jacksonville has a great run defense. A lot of people don't rush for a lot of on Jacksonville.
Yeah, I mean, I like Taylor in this game. I think he can go off. Especially, I think he's going to run the ball a little bit more in this game, just because of the situation at running back.
Right.
I think his name's Mike Geasley. I think that's how you say his name. Is the backup for Buffalo.
Right.
And he got hurt in practice. He pulled a hammy. And if y'all didn't know, but most of y'all should probably know that Shady had his surgery on his thumb. Now they're saying Shady's going to be a go, and he's not going to have a problem with the ball. But I don't take that as set in stone. I think obviously he runs the ball inside, runs it hard. People are going to be grabbing at that thumb. They're kind of aggravated
as they should.
As they should, yeah. So I don't think that I think Shady's going to be somewhat limited. So I see a lot of Tyrod Taylor in this game, and watch out for Sammy Watkins, man. I know he's going to be on limited snap count, but they have nobody to throw the ball to, really. Are you?
I take that back. Jacksonville doesn't have a great run defense. They give up.
With a little over 100, they got probably like 104.
113.
Oh, 113. That's kind of high.
They just. I'm thinking. You know what I'm thinking, and come to think about it, the Lions don't have a good running offense. They gave up. They had 19 rushing yards against Jacksonville last week. But,
that's probably why that number is like that. That number is probably down if you think about
because
because of that game.
Yeah.
So I mean, Shady could have a sneaky game here. That would be a good fantasy call because that's all they got in Buffalo is Shady.
Yeah,
I like Shady.
I don't think Sammy Watkins affects the game too much because you just don't know.
Yeah, you don't know, but I just see Taylor just
trying to get
him the ball to get him in the flow of the game, get him going.
Right.
They already said his conditioning is no good, so I know he's going to be on the snap count. But I like Buffalo to win. I just don't know. I like that 7.5. Yeah, I like 7.5 with the Jags.
If you can tease them down, then I'm good.
Yeah,
if you can tease Buffalo down, take them. Straight up, I'm not. I'll just take them on a teaser. That's what I'm gonna do.
Word.
Yeah.
Cincy, Baltimore, old kind of.
I'm going Baltimore.
Yeah, all day.
Yeah, I like Baltimore. Baltimore's a tough team.
Yeah, that defense is tough.
Yeah, they're tough. And and the veterans on the offensive side is smart. I
saw a stat today that Buffalo's only allowed 1 rushing touchdown.
Buffalo or Ravens?
I'm sorry, Baltimore is only allowed 1 rushing touchdown all year. And with Gio gone and AJ Green gone, I can see Cincy really not trying to pass as much,
right?
And establishing a run game.
Yeah, they're first in rushing defense in the league. They give up 76 rushing yards a game.
Yeah, I think they're second in total defense in the league behind Seattle.
They are. They're second total yards a game. They give up 295.
Right.
And they're tied for 5th in points. They give up 18.7.
And they're at home. I like Baltimore.
Yeah,
I like
Baltimore.
I like Baltimore too. The next game, Arizona and Atlanta.
You can lock this one in for me.
Word. It was already playing for you, buddy.
Yeah, I'm taking Atlanta all day.
All day.
I'm taking Atlanta all day.
Oh, we got a lock, boy.
Yeah, 2 of them, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, two of the same locks.
Yeah, 2 of the same locks.
Yeah, but
like how you think there, buddy.
Atlanta coming off a bye week.
At home.
They just got embarrassed by the Eagles.
They averaged 37 at home. Just saying.
Yeah, those guys. I think is Tevin Coleman playing?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, lock him in.
My man. Next game. San Fran and Miami. This was almost a lock too.
I hope you locking in Miami.
Yeah, of course. Come on, man.
Yeah,
of course.
I'm taking Miami all day. Miami's been playing really well these last couple of weeks. They showed that they can fight back. Last week they was down 14, came back and won a game.
All they're gonna do is run. They're gonna run the ball down their throat, man.
All over San Fran.
Yeah, watch out for Jay Ajayi.
Yep.
And not even that. San Fran is a West Coast team traveling east, and it goes the same way as in vice versa when an East Coast team.
It's usually just east to west. West to east don't really affect them.
Man,
teams.
Watch San Fran get mopped.
They gain hours.
Yeah, I know they gain hours.
So it's usually vice versa, going east to west.
It's still traveling, bro. At the end of the day.
Right. They just stink. So I mean, either way, they're going to lose.
So here's a weird pick, and I think it's just because of Friday. A lot of people like Gurley in this game. I'm not a big fan of Gurley in this game, but the Saints and the Rams. We got New Orleans by 7.
New Orleans, where are they playing?
In New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Yeah. Nah, I feel you. I think a lot of people are on that fact that New Orleans is typically have a bad defense and a bad rushing defense. And Gurley showed some life last game where he broke like almost a 30-yard run, which it was his second.
Now this will be a game for him to get involved though, because New Orleans defense isn't good at all.
Yeah, but they've been playing well lately. That's the thing. I think they've only averaged giving up like 95 yards rushing or like 80-some 5-yard rushing in the last couple games.
Which isn't bad.
They haven't been playing bad. So, and they just a different team at home.
Drew Brees is a different animal.
Yeah, he definitely is. So, I like New Orleans. I just don't think Goff is going to be able to score with them.
They both average 102 rushing yards on defense. They give up 102 rushing yards a game.
The next game, the G-Men in Cleveland. This was almost a lock too, man.
You better lock it in. I'm going to Giants.
Yeah.
Give me the Giants minus 7.
Man, I think you're right.
Yeah, I don't see nobody stopping the Giants offense on their team. Dollar.
Yeah, I can't not agree with you here, man. Like, it's just too much offense, too many players.
Right.
Cleveland has nothing. They really might go 0-16 this year.
I can see it happening, but I think they sneak in one somewhere. I don't know where. I swear I don't know where, but it might be one. It could be the last game of the season when they playing somebody that maybe resting their starters. They may sneak in one, but they got the number 1 overall pick.
Next game, Seattle and Tampa. This is a tough one.
No, it's not.
Seattle. You like Seattle all day?
All day.
You don't think Winston can throw on them? You think that was a fluke last game?
No, it's not gonna happen. Because Earl Thomas is out, so that's a big blow.
Yeah, and that corner is kind of iffy. I think Pete Carroll Pete Carroll came out and said that he looked explosive and he's going to be good to go.
Okay.
But, he was injured. I'm not sure what the injury was.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They got Richard Sherman's playing. Chancellor's back. Chancellor's a big deal on that defense.
No, he is.
He's a big deal.
He is.
When he's in there, when he was out, they played a little different. I think Sherman trusts when he's back there. He trusts more. He has more trust when Cam Chancellor is right behind him because they're usually on the same side, so he can gamble a little bit more. Even if he's not going to get to the ball, he trusts that Cam Chancellor is going to clean it up.
Right.
So I just feel sorry for Tampa right now because Seattle they hitting their stride as they usually do
at the end
of the season. They're getting. Thomas Rawls looked pretty good last week.
Yeah, he
Russell
did.
Wilson and Doug Baldwin is on the same page again.
Yeah, I like Baldwin in this game.
Yeah.
Baldwin and Jimmy. I like Russell actually in this game too.
Yeah.
I actually went the over. The over is 45. I think Tampa's going to be able to score at least a couple points. I think they're going to take their shots. They're going to have to be throwing all game anyway, as I don't think Doug Martin's going to do anything against Seattle. So, and I'm not scared to say Mike Evans is going to have a good game because I think they're going to force feed him, and I think he's going to win a couple jump balls over Sherman.
It depends if Sherman follows him. Now, if Sherman follows him all game, I don't see him having over 70 yards and no touchdowns.
We got. I think for next year we got to start putting something on like a board on like a chart when you say something like that.
All right.
When we can make it back because I think he goes over 100 yards in this game, and I think he has a good game. I think he goes over 100 yards in a touchdown.
We can write it down now. We don't need a board.
Yeah, no, some type of saying.
And I'm messing with you, but
we got to figure out.
I don't think Mike Evans goes over 70 yards and 0 touchdowns for him.
Right. Next game, Carolina and Oakland. What you got for me there, buddy?
I got Oakland. Oakland they look like an elite team, to be honest. In Carolina, it's sad because last year we were talking about Carolina, just amongst each other. They look like the team to beat, and this year it's totally different. Oakland, Latavius Murray?
Right.
He's starting to pick it up a lot.
Yeah,
each and every game, rushing and receiving.
They're going to score a lot of points on Carolina, I think.
I agree. Mari Cooper may have a great game.
Yeah, I like the over here. I think the over is about 50. I think they both score a lot of points because I don't think Oakland's defense or secondary is really that good. And Carolina has some weapons, Olsen can get off.
I disagree with you. Oakland's secondary has been playing really well.
You think so?
Yeah, they've been playing well. They got Sean Smith is still good.
I mean, Hopkins did have like an 80-yard touchdown. We don't even call it.
Yeah, I mean that's
he
Hopkins.
Was. Yeah, okay.
And
I mean, which his face is a beast.
Who's that?
Benjamin. I mean, is he Hopkins? No.
Yeah.
But
they got big corners. Their corners are big.
Okay.
So
I know Smith is big. Yeah.
And they got the other guy. I think he's like 6'4".
Is Hayden? Hayden's not that big.
No, they got another corner. They got a big secondary. One of those guys are huge.
Right. Yeah, I kind of like I kind of like the scoring back and forth. I think it's going to be a shootout type game. I don't think Carolina's going to get just killed. I think Carolina can actually make it a game, to be honest with you. But I do like Oakland. Oakland's on a good run right now. They won 4 in a row.
Right.
So I do like Oakland, but I like the over better. Next game, KC and Denver. Should be a good defensive matchup there.
I'm going Denver on this game.
Going Denver?
I like Denver on this game. Kansas City coming off a loss.
Right.
They should have. I thought they were going to win. I thought they were going to win last week. But it's just, I don't know if their injuries are starting to catch up to them.
Probably.
They're leaning a lot on where Alex Smith is playing mediocre as usual.
Right.
They can throw the ball downfield to the kid Hill, but I think now their defenses are accounting for him.
Yeah.
So they know that he can beat them deep. Macklin, is he coming back? I think he's still out.
No, he's
Macklin's
still
out.
Yeah, he's still out. See, Simeon's the only problem with me for Denver.
Yeah.
Like, Simeon he's not that good. But I can't not, go away from that defense and them being 4-1. It should be a low scoring game. Because both quarterbacks are not, they're game managers.
Okay.
So, I got to go with the home team. I got to go with Denver. Even though I'm not a big fan of it. So I think KC shows up. You know how Reed is. He's going to get them boys ready to go, ready to play.
Right.
And, KC's one of those teams that, Alex Smith really doesn't make a lot of mistakes. But, that is a
great game manager.
Yeah, that is a ferocious defense he's going against, and they're 4-1 at home. That hook is scary. I think KC can beat them by 3, but by more than 3, I think it's going to be tight. This is a big game.
Right. It's a big game. Yeah, it's a division rival.
Yeah, it's a divisional game. But I'm riding with Denver in this one.
Okay. And that corner from Oakland that I couldn't think of his name is David Emerson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's 6'3".
I don't know who that guy is.
Yeah, he's not bad. He's not bad at all.
Next game, Tom Terrific and the Jets.
Who?
Tom Terrific. That's all I gotta say is Tom Terrific versus the Jets. That's all it is.
Give me New England. The Jets are garbage.
Yeah, I think New England might blow them out the frame.
And it's, farewell to Ty Bowles. I feel sorry for the guy, but his time is pretty much up.
I'm predicting. Let's go 33.
Okay.
17.
33. That's not bad because Fitzpatrick is starting this game, right?
Yeah, Fitz is fine.
Doesn't really matter, but
I think Bowles pulls him.
Brandon Marshall was out, correct?
I don't know. I didn't hear anything about Marshall being out.
I thought I saw Brandon.
Yo, Marshall's out. That's a lock, New England. Are you kidding me? I mean, it's honestly a lock anyway.
Right.
To be honest with you, I don't see how. I mean, with Gronk out, it doesn't matter.
No, it don't matter what.
I think Deion Lewis scores in this game. I think he actually out-ticks James White. If you picked up Deion Lewis, that might have been a good pick, bro. Or ladies.
I'm not sold on Deion Lewis right now.
All right.
He's coming off a big injury.
All right. We'll see.
So, I don't know. I mean, Nate loves the guy, so.
We'll see.
Get Deion Lewis. Get Josh Gordon. Anybody. Sammy Watkins. You like all these guys, man.
Yo, man, they're gonna win you a playoff game. Watch. Next game. Tried to, didn't work that well. So we got them Birds in Green Bay, Monday Night Football.
Primetime television.
What you got for me, buddy? Because I definitely told you something one time, and now I might have to renege on that.
Prime time television.
What you thinking?
The Eagles' defense is great at home.
4-0.
They're a great defense at home.
Haven't given up. I think I looked at the stat today.
Green Bay is
9.6.
9-15. Yeah.
They're giving up points. They're only giving up less than 10 points a game at home.
I like the Eagles, bro.
So,
I like the Eagles a lot.
I'm gonna tell y'all a little snippet here. I called Steve up probably a day or two ago. I think it was before Thanksgiving.
Right.
And I was like, Steve, you started looking at those games yet? He said a little bit. No, not really deep diving yet, but a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
What you think about that Eagles Green Bay game? He said, I don't know. I'm kind of like the Eagles. What you thinking? I said Green Bay was a lock.
Lock them.
I said lock them in. And the only reason why I say lock them in, I took everything away about being an Eagles fan. I took about the Eagles even being good at home and said there's no way Aaron Rodgers loses 5 games in a row. I think it might be the first time in his career.
It would.
If he loses 5 times in a row. But they have no run game whatsoever.
Nope.
And I think Rodgers is going to have to scramble in this game a little bit, obviously, which he does. And I think he knows he's got to be a factor in the run game.
Yeah, he's great at extending the play.
Right.
He's great at extending the play. And that is what made it hurt us the most.
Oh, yeah.
Him extending the play and our corners being asked to cover longer than they should.
Right.
When they're covering the 3-4 seconds, they are already
Right.
kind of iffy. But
And Jordy's a sneaky fantasy play in this game. I think Jordy's a sneaky play. Him or Adams, one of the two.
You got to look at it. It's always that I would definitely go Jordy Nelson.
Right.
The big time receivers, when they play us at home, they get off. They might not get in the end zone, but they get off. Antonio Brown had like 120. Julio had about 120.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't score. But
What did Dez do? Did
pretty
Dez
much,
play?
we didn't play them at home. We played in
You're playing Dallas. Right.
And I'm just looking at the big time receivers we play at home.
Right.
Stephon Diggs didn't do much. So I like us to win. I like us to beat Green Bay. Jordy Nelson, like you said, he's a good fantasy pick in this game.
So I'm torn a little bit because I just don't see Rodgers losing 5 games in a row. That's hard to bet against that. I'm going with the over. I think Wentz has a good game. I think Wentz throws for 2 or 3 touchdowns in this game, and I obviously think
I'm gonna tell you
Rodgers.
One of the sneaky picks on the Eagles, man. Zach Ertz.
Yeah, he's been heating up.
He's a good pick in this game, and I think Green Bay give up the most fantasy points against tight ends in the league.
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
So you got Green Bay.
Yeah, I got Green Bay.
I mean, no, you got the Eagles.
The Eagles. I'm sorry, you got me saying Green Bay. I was real confident.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, you were. You might want to check that thought process. It's hard to bet against Rodgers losing 5 times in a row. I don't think he does. I honestly don't. And that's why I said there was a lock, because he's never lost 5 times in a row. I just don't think he does, and I think they have enough offense.
He probably never lost 4 times in a row.
He probably didn't.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's going to lose, I don't see them losing 5 times in a row. But I'm obviously, as an Eagles fan, I'm always hopeful that we get the W, because it is a must-win game for us, and we're at home, and we do play defensively wise a little bit better at home. I think once is a little bit comfortable in front of our fans, and they get loud. I think he feeds off that energy a little bit. So I actually think it should be a very high score, not very high scoring, but I think it should be a high scoring game and a very exciting Monday night game.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll be high scoring. So they got to score a total of 48 points.
Is it 48?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see 28, 24.
Okay. Yeah. I could see that. That's not bad.
Yeah, I can see that. So I guess we'll run down real quick. Any fantasy gems to look at. I know we dropped a couple hints. I like Tom.
Can't go wrong.
I like New Orleans. I like Breeze. And then my sleeper is Tyrell Taylor for Buffalo.
Okay.
Running backs, I kind of like Shady. I'm trying to think who else here. Who we got here? I like. I think Spencer Ware is a sneaky pick.
Yeah.
Well, I think he's going to catch the ball out the backfield a little bit.
He shot a blank for me last
Yeah, and obviously Ajayi.
Okay. Ajayi's a good pick.
Yeah, and then receivers, I like Jordy. I don't know who from New York. I feel like Cleveland stinks, and I know Cleveland stinks. They are terrible.
Yeah.
So give me. I guess we go with OBJ. Why not? Why not go with the man himself? And then what other games we got here?
You can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, you can't go wrong. And give me Cooper.
Okay, Warner Cooper.
Tight ends, give me Olsen.
We love Olsen.
Yeah, man. Cause I got him on fantasy, so I gotta will him to win. Yeah, give me Jimmy Graham.
Jimmy.
And a sneaky pick.
Sneaker. Nike.
Who we got here? Give me Ty from the Giants. I think he might sneak in there.
Okay.
That's a reach though.
Yeah, he was playing good last year. He just fell off.
Actually, know who else? You know who I forgot? Delaney Walker.
Look who I got on mine. Delaney Walker.
Delaney Walker. Now that I look at this other sheet here, Delaney Walker should sneak in. And damn, we forgot about Julio.
You forgot about Julio.
Yeah, I did forget about Julio. Ooh. What am I doing? So defenses. I like Buffalo's defense against the Jags. The Jags are not a good team. Baltimore. And the Giants.
Giants defense a good pick.
Yeah. What you got for me, buddy?
I'm going to go backwards for you. I'll go defense first.
Solid.
I like the Seahawks and the Eagles defense.
Okay.
Tight ends, I like Delaney Walker, Zach Ertz, and Tyler Eifert.
Uh-huh.
Wide receivers, Devontae Parker.
Good pick.
Doug Baldwin and Rashard Matthews.
Okay.
Quarterbacks, I like Matt Ryan, Mariota, and Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I like Russ.
And running backs, Latavius Murray, David Johnson, and Smallwood.
Yeah, Smallwood is not a bad pick. I picked him up on waivers. I'm actually going to start him. I think he's a volume pick.
Right.
And
Ryan Matthews isn't going to get.
Yeah, Ryan Matthews is going to play. Sproles is going to try to go, but I think it's going to be pretty exciting to see what Barner and Smallwood could do.
I like Barner, man. As a
yeah, I know you do.
That's a smart guy.
I know you do. So we want to thank everybody for joining in. I know it was a little late one for you, but thanks for hanging in there. I know.
Appreciate you every week, man. Every week we appreciate you guys.
Definitely. I know you're a little tired from my turkey, but you know what I mean? We out of here.
Peace.
Yeah. Good. Best times, worst times.
Ow!
OC, yeah, number one hit, yeah. Ow! Us know them diamonds up, yeah. Now let's be clear, I ain't going nowhere. Now that you know,
I just want to hold.